Well, it is time for us to ring in spring around here at You and Me this morning, no matter what Weather Dog says. And today we are digging in with gardening and lawn care experts. So first up, we're going to hit your garden, or the one you're going to be inspired to plant. Shauna Coronado's here to help us. She writes a blog called The Casual Gardener, and you've got all this cool stuff that I'm loving. The colors.
So cool, and best yet, it's green and sustainable.
Oh,
so
okay,
hooray
cool.
for
So let's
spring.
start here. I love this. Is this a window box?
This is a special window box.
Okay.
So it's made out of recycled bottles, specifically water bottles. So
Oh,
it's
get
a great
out.
way to save the landfill.
I thought you were going to tell me it was like some kind of thick felt or something.
It feels like wool.
That's what it feels like.
It feels like wool, but it's magic because what you can do is you hang it up,
Right.
and you can just use straps, hook it onto your wall, your edge of your fence, anything that you'd like. Now here's what you do. You fill it with soil, you fill it with plants, shebang, you're done.
Oh, so you don't have to put anything inside of it. Oh,
It's
that's
wonderful.
awesome.
And then at the end of the season, you take it out, you flatten it, and you can store it easily. So it's
I love
perfect for
this.
apartment.
I was just going to ask about that. What about for balconies? Would this work?
Wonderful for
Love
balcony.
that.
Yes, absolutely love it.
Okay, great.
And this is called the woolly pocket.
The woolly pocket. I
Yeah,
even like
so
the name.
cute.
Okay, what's this?
Well, this is another thing that it's all green here, and this is made out of wonderful recycled bottles. And I left the tags on because I wanted you to see. It has a little tag that's a little bottle, so they're letting you know, that this is a green thing
and that's how
too.
you can kind of tell that it's good for you. And are these
Absolutely.
anything in particular, as far as the gloves, like anything they do in particular for you?
They really
Or-
protect your hands from soil and any kind of dirt that you have in the garden, so it's great
Okay.
to plant with.
Okay, great. And
And
this?
then this is flat tire deco. Let me tell you, it is a recycled tire
Get out.
made into a basket. And you can see what I do.
It looks like leather.
It
Oh,
feels
but you can
like
tell
leather.
it's okay. You can tell it's a
Look, you
tire
can
though,
see-
looking at this part because it has a little bit of
Absolutely.
tread left.
And
so
the
what do
fun
you
part,
use this for?
Many things. You can plant in it and make it a beautiful thing, although you cannot use it for vegetable material. It needs to
Okay.
be flowers.
Okay.
And then you can carry it, and I use it to carry all my tools in. A
Oh,
great green
love it.
solution for the garden.
All right, I'm guessing what this is. I have a pocket for
Close,
something. No,
close.
maybe.
What you do is you put your bulbs in here. Now there's some bulbs like dahlias that you have to pull up every season. Well, this makes it easy. You plant the bulbs in here, put it in the soil, and at the end of the season, you
Get
pull
out.
it right
You can
up.
plant that and they'll grow?
It is so cool.
Okay, all
and
right.
it's a great way to save money as well because you're saving your dahlia bulbs. It's a cool idea.
So you can bring them in the house and leave them and then take them back outside.
It's terrific.
Very cool. Now, what's this pretty?
I have to show you
Oh,
this.
what's this?
This is my favorite tool.
It looks like a weapon.
It is. I'm telling you. It's called the Cobra Head. And why it's green? This is made from steel that can't bend, and this is made from recycled plastic and flax mixed
But what
together.
does it do?
You use it in the garden. Here, we'll use this as an example. To dig,
Back it up.
take weeds out, and plant seeds.
Oh, okay.
And you can tell it's well used. I use this every day in the garden.
I can tell.
Totally love
I can
it.
tell. Now, these are for some older people, like maybe our more mature audience members. Let me back up on that one.
Well, and arthritis sufferers. These are special handles that allow people to dig in the garden and to weed in the garden. And what's special about them is that you can use two hands if you need to.
Oh.
And the other thing is, it is sustainable. This is made out of a special ash. It is the DeWitt company that makes this. And their whole goal was to make it a sustainable, replenishable product.
But it's, you know what, I have an aunt who suffers from arthritis and she hasn't been able to do any of this kind of stuff. So you know what, that's a really great idea.
It's a great tool. And
yeah.
this is part of that, actually. This is a dram sprayer. And instead of an arthritis sufferer having to squeeze to spray to water,
Right.
this allows you to hold it still and water that way.
Love that. And then
Yes.
finally, what's this over here?
This is a container that's plastic. Now, there's a lot of controversy about plastic, but it looks like it's not plastic.
Okay.
And
so you
better
can
yet-
fool all your neighbors into thinking you're green?
Absolutely. And the best thing, though, is you can recycle this. All the things that we use in our garden, in our lives, I want everyone to think about what they purchase before they purchase it, and when they're done with it, can they recycle it? This is a great idea.
Where can we find information on all of these things?
You can find it at shaunacoronado.com, but also if you go to plasticsmakeitpossible.com, you can learn how to recycle plastic the right way.
Sounds good. And these are all, you were saying to me off before we came on the air, these are like in the $20 range, and these are around 40.
This is 40,
so
and
we're
then
talking about
everything else is
reasonable
20
stuff.
to 25.
Awesome. I cannot wait to talk to you next hour, because Sean is coming back to teach those of us who may have never done a garden before how to do window boxes like this, and maybe even also, you know, for y'all who don't have like an actual yard like me, how to use these kinds of things. So that's coming up at 7. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who do have a yard, everybody's been complaining about how it doesn't feel like spring. They don't want to think about their lawns, but now is the time to do that. Right. And with us, we have got Harold Enger, and you are from Spring Green, and you're going to teach us how to make a lawn right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what I'm doing here is just kind of simulating having to reseed. Of course, I couldn't bring in a couple yards of soil, put it out here on the ground and do that.
I think it would have been interesting, though.
Yeah,
but now is really the time to start thinking about that, right?
It is, because this is spring. Everybody wants to get out there and fertilize their lawn, get the products going there. They see their weeds are coming up already.
Right.
So they need to get out there and take care of those
Can
things.
I tell you, though, it kind of makes me happy to see the green, even if it is weeds. I don't know about anybody else, but seeing the green and seeing the little buds out makes me happy. Okay, so we got our dirt here.
Right. And what, you know, at this time of year is not the best time to seed huge areas of your lawn because it's going to get hot. You're not going to be able to keep it watered well. But if you're doing small spots, which is about the size of this, you can go ahead and do it.
Which one first?
Easily first, you know, first of all, let's get it smooth.
Oh, a smooth, okay.
Smooth it out.
All right.
You can try that.
All right. And then you put the seed in.
Right. Now, a lot of people think you have to just fill it with seed, which is wrong, because if you get too much seed in, what can happen, it will all come up and compete with a little bit of space.
And then they kill each other off.
Right. There's naturally occurring seedling blights out there that will wipe out new seed overnight. So you just need to take a little bit of seed.
Oh, so just a little in my hand.
That's more than enough.
Okay, and then I just sprinkle a little bit?
Sprinkle it on the top.
Now, how do you know when you've done too much or you haven't done enough?
Well, you know, the basic rule is about 3 pounds of seed per 1,000 square feet. So you don't need very much.
So I got to do math, Harold?
Right. When you think about a bluegrass seed, there's 10 million seeds in a pound.
Okay.
So there's plenty of grass seed out there.
So does that look right to you?
Yeah, it's a little much, but that's
It's
close
a little
enough.
too. See, I was thinking it was right because it looks seasoned.
Right, exactly. That's about how you want to do it. It's like seasoning.
Okay, so I'll put this on the side for later.
Then take your rake and just lightly rake it. Turn it over.
Oh,
turn it
this
over.
way?
Right.
With
Just
the
kind of drag
tines
it
up?
Right. Just drag it across
Like
there
that?
just to kind of mix it in.
Okay.
Fine.
Like
and
so.
And then you need to stomp it down, which is why I have the boot.
I was wondering why that shoe was sitting
So
there.
just take your boot and just kind of
Why
down
are we doing that?
so that you get good seed and soil contact.
Okay, great.
So now you've got it going there.
All right, and then
Then
fertilize.
the biggest reason why seeding fails is water.
Okay.
They don't water it enough. So you have to keep it moist, not soggy, but moist.
Okay.
Little bit of fertilizer, even less than what we put down
You're
with
kidding. Just
the
a little
seed.
bit?
Just a little bit. Oh, that's way too much.
Is it? See, I was thinking I had to, see, this is why my plants die.
Right.
But you know what, one quick question before we wrap up.
Sure.
For people with pets who either dig up or spot the yard, any special thing they should do?
One of the main questions we get in the spring is, what am I going to do about my dog damage? All right. And people say, is there something I can give to my dog? Can I give them, I've heard garlic pills, tomato juice, all these kind of things. It all depends on the dog. There's nothing miracle out there to stop that from happening. Luckily, we're in an area that we have lots of rain in the spring, and that's what we need to wash the salts out of that soil so that the grass will fill back in. Bluegrass is a great grass. It grows very rapidly. Anything smaller than a dinner plate, it'll fill in.
Okay, great. That's some good news.
Sometimes if you have a little bit larger spot, you might have to you don't have to pick out the individual.
And I'm taking out the extra fertilizer,
right, exactly.
like you told me.
Yeah, and then just keep it moist.
Okay,
that's an
great.
important thing.
And you know what? We'll put a link on our website to Spring Green, so anybody who has any questions can ask him, and don't mess it up the way I did with my little fake grass garden. See, this is why I don't have a garden.